Okay, this is a video on how I made my wife a saddle stand for her grandfather's saddle, and we've had it for about 30 years, and it's been sitting in the closet, and I thought, well, this would be a nice birthday present for her, so I made this using a styrofoam plug, which I then covered with a high-strength fiber-reinforced cement, and then here I've got it sealed just before I brought it up from the shop with a polyaspartic sealer, which has a tinted black look, and it's shiny and glossy and everything like that. The one thing I did like about this saddle was that the wheels that I incorporated into the base, it's an 1/8 inch off the ground as far as the whole saddle stand, but you can't, it looks like it's sitting on the ground, but you can wheel this anywhere you want. So stick with me, I'm going to show you how I made it. I started out by turning the saddle upside down, putting a piece of plastic in it, coating it with a 1/4 inch of mud, then some mesh. I just covered this mesh with a little thin layer of 1/4 inch of the fiber mud, which I'm doing now. Now another 1/4 inch, and that'll make this casting a 3/4 inch. It's the start of my saddle stand. All right, gonna let that sit until tomorrow and turn it over and start making the rest of it. Stick with me. Okay, my plan right now is to get this to be a flat piece where I can build. You know, I'm upside down, so I'm going to build the rest of it going up, which would be down. It's the stand part of it, but I need a flat thing. I've got flat materials that I can glue and get the shape I want, and then I'll carve it. But right now, I just cut some rough shapes, and I'm going to start gluing it in. Okay, just gluing the first 5 pieces to fill that V of the saddle form, and then from there, I'm going to cut it flat and start using flat material to build further. All right, I got some weight on there, and you know it'll keep expanding if you don't keep it in place. Usually I spray, I stick the 2 pieces together, I pull them apart, then I let it tack up, and you stick it and it doesn't move. But when you have the expansion still at your hand, you're going to have to weigh it down. And right now that'll be all I need. I'm going to let that sit for a couple hours, come back and carve it flat to where I can get a further sheets to build it down. I'm going up in the air because it's upside down, but I'm going to build the rest of it out with flat sheets, and I'll just flatten this and it'll be easy peasy. Stick with me, guys. Okay, so that's all dry now. I've got this board and another board on the other side to give me my level, and I'm just going to take this saw and just literally use these as guides, and that'll be flat across the top. Then I can pile up my other 2-inch pieces and get my form and shape it, and I'll show you that once I get it. Okay, I changed my strategy. After I glued this one, I did some carving on it with the saw, and then I got my hot knife out with the torch, and I put this piece on, and I just put drill bits in it to keep it where it's going, and then I'm going to put the foam on, and I'm going to do the same thing with the drill bits and just make it to where I can hold it in place, do my next piece. It'll speed it up even faster, but right now I'm carving it as I'm going. All right, well, I've got it sitting upright, and you'll notice I got 2 wedges underneath here, because if you look at it from the front, I had it upside down and just laying, on the bench, and it wasn't perfectly plumb, but now this is level, and it was tipped this way, so I'm going to squirt some of the grate foam. I got the plastic on the floor, and I'm going to squirt the grate foam on it. I still have a base that's a roller base that I made out of plywood, and this has got little wheels that sit inside, and they protrude down about 3/16 of an inch, maybe an 1/8. I'm going to make adjustments on it, but this top goes on, this gets screwed to it, and then this goes on and it elevates that just to where it's just up off the ground, but that's going to get covered with cement as well. And then the foam that you now see over there is too big. It's going to be, I think that's 9.5 inches. It's going to be that, and then I'll coat up and make everything finished. Okay, so I carved the rest of this, and then I glued the foam to that base, which I'm going to have to clean up. The lower rectangular piece of plywood is just a form for the feet. It will not be there. And the wheels are in, and because I have that extra piece of plywood, they don't touch the ground, so there's no rolling. But anyway, just got to let that dry, and then I can go into the process of mudding it, which I'm going to show. All right, so I got it all ready for mud tomorrow. I glued this onto the base, and I let it sit for about 4 hours whilst I was cutting the forms. Now, these are just going to get mudded, and I'm mudding them with 3/4 of an inch, maybe 5/8. And I could trowel that on like I'm going to do this. But this has got an ability to kind of work it out smooth. But you got to make sharp edges, corners. And it's possible, but it takes a lot of sanding, and then you got to touch it up with some mud. And this way here, forming it, just going to give me a perfect, shape and contour. So that's why I did that. And again, this does not go with this. Just this form, these legs where the wheels are inside of the bottoms there. That's all the feet's going to be. And then it tapers up to this. So I've got everything ready right now for it literally to be mudded And it's got a need. I'm going to take this mesh. I did it on the feet already, and I'm just going to put the mud in there, and that's it. This just kind of binds it together. I'm going to take this mesh. I put one roll around, but I couldn't do another roll because of the contour. So I'm going to mesh up to about right here. Right here at this joint, if you watch this, you can see that it moves, and it's pivoting, if you will, or it's flexing right here. So I'm going to come up to about right here with the mesh, and just encapsulating that, it ain't going to move no more, but the mesh is going to give me a reinforcement that should it fall over, should it get, abuse, it's going to take it. So that's kind of where we're at. I'll show you the mudding tomorrow. I'm sorry that I haven't showed you forming and gluing and all this other stuff and carving, but I think the idea of what we're doing is pretty self-explanatory. So anyway, stick with me. All right, so I've got it mudded, and what I'm doing is taking my glove, dipping it in water, and then rubbing. That gets it really smooth. Now this, I just added some more mud right in here, so I got to wait for it to sit, and then I can rub it out. But if you look at this base, it's smoother, and you can't do that with a trowel on a contour surface. So anyway, just going to let that dry, do some sanding on it tomorrow, and then stain it with the same sealer that I used for my Panther out there. It's the polyaspartic, and it's a high gloss. Ooh, very high gloss. And you can tint that. That's tinted black. I don't know what color I'm going to make this saddle stand, but it is a whole different gloss than just an acrylic sealer. So it's going to be high gloss, and it'll be something I think she'll love. But anyway. Okay, in this clip, I'm just showing you as I walk around, I've sanded the feet and just about 6 inches up on the base. I start with a 50 grit, and then I go to a 120, and I'm going to do that the rest of the way, and then I'll showing you the sealer. Okay, well, I got it all sanded, and I've got to get into town, get a lift to put this Raptor out today. We have a family event where all the kids are helping the grandkids. Not that I need their help, but this has been a project the family's been interested in for years. But anyway, this is all sanded. I got to do a little Bondo. I call it Bondo. I make it out of a cement mix, but little areas like this where there's a pit, any defects that are in the work, there's a little place where I hit the grinder right there. The base took me some time I had to take the board off the bottom and sand it, but I spent 4 hours sanding this today, and I'm a dust mess. But anyway, the radius all the way around the where the body touches the stand is now good. It does need a little bit of Bondo here and there. Like I was saying, that little area right here is kind of a hole, and we want it smooth because, like I say, I'm going to have this with that polyaspartic sealer, and I want it to look good, no defects. So anyway, the wife is coming down to take a look at it, and I was going to surprise her with a finished piece, but I'm going to get her input on what color she would like the saddle to be. And like the lantern, that was her choice of color, the green. I don't know if you see my lantern video, but it was made similar to this, only out of cardboard. But this will give her something that, she wants. I like the contrast right now. I'm not saying I would make it gray. I was going to make it black like my Panther. But I wouldn't want a brown. I want a contrast. So you see, this is the saddle, that's the stand. Not that I'm trying to get attention on the stand, but I don't want it to look like, part of the saddle. So anyway, the wheels I took the wheels or the board off to get access to those. I had it laying on a bench, and then I could work the bottom area. So it's all sanded. Just got to do a little Bondo, sand that, and then I can seal it. But anyway, stick with me. I'll show you more. Okay, so off camera, I did the Bondo, and my Bondo is slightly less thick than Bondo you would get in a fiberglass to do a car. But nevertheless, you basically you're smoothing it out, and I didn't have it on camera, but I did the base that needed it. This middle area was perfect, and then I did the edge of this and the whole top. So I'm going to sand it now with the 120, and then I'll be spraying it with the polyaspartic with a black tint, and I'll show you that going on. So this thing's just drying. I'm going to try and hopefully I can get it up before she comes home. I don't want to handle it before it's not perfectly dry, but it's quite the little. This is the back end, and it's she loved it absolutely. In fact, okay, well, it's all installed. I think that's where she wants it, but when she comes home, she can say. But this is kind of a pathway to the laundry room, so it's kind of out of the way. But I'll let her decide that. But this is some brownie points I scored with my wife. So anyway, stick with me, guys. It actually looks like it's sitting on the ground, but it's just like a not even an 1/8 inch clearance on those wheels, and they roll around just fine, but it looks as though it's sitting down on the floor. So I like that design overall. Well, thank you for watching my video, and if you've enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share, and keep watching my videos. Thanks.